Welcome to another episode of Second Edition Dungeons and Dragons. Whose Thaco am I going to miss today? I'm kidding. It's
Wait, what?
fifth edition Dungeons and Dragons.
Wait, did you say
Waterdeep
Taco
Dragon
or
Heist.
something
It's
else?
Thaco to hit armor class 0. It's an old second edition, if not first edition, Dungeons and Dragons term.
Okay,
Yeah.
clue I don't get it.
Yeah, I think it. Did they have it in third edition? I don't think they had it in third edition. Maybe
I think it just means Fallon's really old.
it doesn't matter. No, it just means that I'm
Probably.
aware of these things. I played old Commodore 64 games. I'm old. Okay. I just said old Commodore 64 games. Yeah.
They did have that go on third edition.
Okay. So then it was 3.5 that they did away with it then. All right. Oh,
Yeah, 4 it went away.
I hated Thaco. It was like needlessly inappropriate in mathematics. But hey, yeah, welcome to 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons Waterdeep Dragon Heist, where I send a group of adventurers to their certain doom, and hopefully they have fun in the process. Let's introduce these players. Starting in the top left there, we have Kashka.
Hi, I am playing Grifolda, a deep gnome warlock.
And next to Kashka, we have Alyssa and Mr. Monkey, who will be without camera today.
I am playing Natea Cloudbane. I'm a Vengeance Azamar Paladin. And Mr. Monkey, who is busy trying to wake up, is playing Smoke on the Horizon. He is a Tabaxi Arcane Trickster Rogue.
That's right, people. We have players that get out of bed to play this game. That's how much dedication there is.
Because this is still middle of the night, so yeah.
And then next to them we have Robin.
Bird Riker? What am I here? Gloomstalker Ranger.
You're a human.
Are
do.
you human? Or are you dancing?
So. I see it dark.
All right. And then all the way down here is myself. I'm Valen. I will be the dungeon master. I'm going to stop calling it games master. It was a term that they tried to do, but it's dungeon master, really. I'm the dungeon
Well,
master.
Game Master would be in other roleplay games, but for D&D it would be more of,
All right. Yeah, I'm with you there.
I mean, have we actually been in any dungeons yet? I'm just
Yes.
gonna ask.
Yes, you have.
Are you sure?
Are we actually?
Yes, you were in the Zentarum hideout. That was underground. I consider that a dungeon. I don't know why my color keeps on changing to bright green and dark green. I'm sorry. It's the super bright red shirt that is
Yeah,
bleeding
I
into the
think
screen.
it's yeah.
So sorry for those that have sensitivity to flashing images. It's just something that is going to go on as we play. Ooh.
At least it's not flashing different colors. It's just light and dark.
Yep. So, let's see here. Because I noticed that nobody wrote anything in the quest log for last time, I did
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, gracious DM.
Thank you.
in my own quest log so that I know what's going on.
Oh.
At least.
Hang on. Alright, hang on. Because
Go
I'm
on.
gonna transcribe what you guys-
I've got it memorized. You're never going to see it again.
Alright, proceed.
Gonna clip it out. No, I'm kidding. All right, so actually, yeah, you should not read that. By the way, players, do not read this because it's got GM notes on it. Please, there's things that will spoil things for you.
What?
So, to highlight last episode, in the town of Waterdeep, boom, boom, our group seemed to kind of split off in twos like they tend to do. Splitting the party always ends up in good things for them. They ended up pursuing Bonnie, their free hireling kind of person that they had, more or less running the manor house, repairing the manor house, doing everything for them without getting paid. And she seems to have run off. They pursued her, wondering what had happened. And after a curious event that one of the team members thought they saw, they were nonetheless able to bring her back, convince her to return to the manor house and continue running things as they had before. Though she did reveal to them that she actually is able to read people's surface thoughts. And that is why she was kind of put off by it, because she felt a little bit of hostility and didn't want to be a burden. She only wanted to be in a welcoming area. So she was brought back, and things seemed to return to pretty much where they left off with her. Meanwhile, Natea and Smoke went off to see Vajra of Force Grey. If I'm not mistaken, it was those two that went to see at her summons. And Vajra sent them to kind of watch over Maloon Moordragon, somebody that Vajra had known for a very long time. And she said that he seemed to be acting a bit strangely, but she has not had the time or ability to break away from her duties at the keep to see if she could figure out what's up. And as he's such a straightforward and helpful kind of fella, they thought that this would be the perfect opportunity to say, hey, you know what, this guy, he seems to be acting a little bit weird. Could you just keep an eye on my friend? And let me know if he's okay. And they seem to be all right with that. For once, it was one of the things that was asked of them without any fees, and they said okay. Otherwise, there was a certain strange Zentara message sent to Smoke. At least Smoke received it, in regards to a summons as well. Strangely, I think that the details is still in the chat from before. Yeah, I posted it in there. I would like to know more about what happened at Growlhund Villa. If you can spare the time, meet me at Agarian's statue in the City of the Dead at high sun tomorrow. You'll be paid generously for your time and trouble. And this information was shared with, I believe, all the rest of the group upon the full return.
I think it was just Taya.
Well, he told Natea, but I think you guys might have discussed it on the return. That's up to you guys to decide.
No, we didn't.
Okay, so then it's just between you two at the moment. But while they were gone, we had Vern and Griffola keep an eye on the manor house. Make sure that there were no more rat holes drilled into the side, no more sabotage going on, and to keep an eye on any employee shenanigans that might go on. And also, they were still trying to find out what happened with this Nimblewright that disappeared from their midst, that seemed to be in possession of the stone that they were looking for as well. The reward for the Nimblewright parts, proving that it's dead, from the House of Hands, as well as the they of course are interested in getting the Stone of Golor as well, which seemed to be in its grasp. But they lost that last time that they were at Growlhund Manor, though they have been hearing that the Zentarum have been getting rounded up, and anybody who has been known to be associating with them. And here we return to the game, the show as it is. So, I believe Smoke and Natea had just returned from their trip with Vajra, and we're getting back to Vern and Griffola. I think that's where I left off. I looked on the previous episode, but not 100% sure on that one.
Well,
Anyway.
I think we were going straight to the Yawning portal.
Oh.
Well, I said we should go to the tavern, but the furball said we should just go straight to the Yawning.
Okay. Okay. Because I swear you guys were getting home. Alright. So then, Vern and Griffola were pretty much collecting information about the stuff that had gone on with the Zentarum, as well as keeping an eye on the manor. You know that Smoke and Natea went off to talk to Vajra, I believe. Is there anything that you two wanted to do before I take the other two to once again split off from the party? Need I remind you, this is a 4-player game. So, Law and Order intensifies. Kidding. Anyway, yes. Anything that you two would like to do while they are gone?
Well, in the meantime, while we're heading there, I'm still trying to fight him on trying to go back to the tavern. So we'll see if I win.
So, alright. So I know we've been on Rat Watch, right?
You have been,
Um,
and Employee Watch as well.
and Employee Watch as well. What time of day are we looking at now?
It is
Sorry.
probably around dinner time. You're starting to get some patrons showing up. Basically, the shop is actually starting to get busy at this point.
Okay. I don't know, Vern, you got anything any ideas?
Nope.
All right. Then we will go back to Smoke and Natea, who are on their way to the what was it? The
Yawning portal.
Not a portal.
the Yawning Portal. Thank you. I kept on getting tavern in my mind, and it was messing it up. So you're on your way to the Yawning Portal, and I would like both of you to make perception checks. Not that you don't really need to. I could just take your passive perception, but I'm going to have you guys roll for it this time. Okay. So you guys see, it appears that there is some kind of ruckus. There's a lot of, what do you call it? The guards, basically, of the city. They are pretty much out in force, doing lots of questioning. You see most of this up ahead. It seems like they're creating like this wall/barricade that they're working their way across the city. And they are slowly investigating Zentarum, is what you're able to determine and overhear in your conversations. You would actually have to cross through their wall. Not that it's actually a physical wall. I'm just saying that they kind of have a wall-like presence.
Like a barricade.
Yeah, more or less. Where they are checking people, they are letting them through, investigating, seeing if people meet certain criteria. Did you want to proceed towards the Yawning Portal with this in mind? Oh, no color change. Dang.
No, I think we'll see that, and we will. I'm gonna tell Smoke. I don't know what's going on, but I don't think we want to be here right now. You know, the whole manor thing. So let's go back to the tavern and get the other two and come back, just in case. We don't know what's. Maybe we need Vern to talk to people. Who knows?
I don't know how that works. I'm going to the City of the Dead. I need some coins.
We're going to the tavern first, and then we'll go to the City of the Dead.
They didn't invite none of you, just me. I need some money. All out.
No, we're going to the tavern first, and we'll decide from there.
The City of the Dead thing is for tomorrow, just in case you had a question.
Yeah. So we're just gonna get a. I was fixing to say call on Uber, but we're gonna get a carriage, and I'm gonna give the guy 2 silver pieces and tell him I need you to make it as quick as you can to get to Trollskull Manor.
And he just gets a general idea from you about where it's at, and then it like clicks, and he's like, "I'm on it," and then off you go. So you guys pretty much get back lickety split to Trollskull Manor, and
Can I do one thing actually?
Yes.
I want to go check out the competition.
Oh, you wanted to go check out Frune's Brews?
I do.
All right. What did you
I'm
want to do?
actually going to follow her.
Knowingly or trying to keep it secret from her?
Knowingly.
Okay. Are you trying to like accompany her or just keep a distance? Yep. Okay. So there you go. Vern is trying to accompany you.
Okay. I say when we go in, let's just like split up. I just want to scope out what's going on in there, see if like, any weirdness is going on. I'm still trying to track down who sabotaged our building.
Just don't do anything dumb.
That definition is subjective.
Griffola just kind of looks at you blankly and keeps walking.
All right, so you both show up.
She's not making any promises. She's also slightly insulted.
So you two both show up at Froon's Brews at this point. Smoke and Atea are just getting in their ride to head back. And as you approach, there seems to be a lot less patrons here than there was at Troll Skull Manor.
Ooh, this could be really awkward.
Mm-hmm. So, are you just kind of waltzing in?
I might have Nell like peek in a window.
That's pretty much. I mean, you could see through the window that there's less people in there.
Okay, so
there is only one window, and it's very, very dirty.
Mm-hmm.
It's pub-like.
Mm-hmm.
You're lucky that there's a window.
This could be really awkward. Vern, does he know you?
I don't recall.
Let's find out.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Well,
kind
we don't.
of like hustle like Vern in. I'm like, come on, get in there, get in there.
No, hold on. How about
I'm like opening the door. Get in there. Go have a look. And then I close the door.
Hold on, he might say something.
He might.
I know you like to take his actions, but let's see what he says in response.
I'm like, Graffola is like manhandling Vern into Froon's Brews.
How about we use? Well, I use the sky self to some we kind of from our place. How about that? Wouldn't that be a little easier?
Wait, what?
He mumbled something about disguise self, our place, easier. That's what I
Wait,
caught.
can you disguise yourself like right now?
Yes.
Okay, do it.
There are people very close by that can see you easily.
Okay, maybe like walk around the side and do it.
I was gonna say, nope, that's not my token. Would there be any people around here?
There are no visible people at this moment.
Am I in darkness?
No.
Okay. I had to try.
It is dinner time. It's not dark. Okay, disguise self. So it is a spell that you are casting, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what are you disguising yourself as?
That's a good question. Because, unnamed NPC, it's not really descriptive enough.
Well, you got to give me something here, because if you're just gonna say yourself but dirtier, then that's gonna
Disguise yourself as a pirate. Then Nell can sit on your shoulder.
Nope, that's not the button. With those handouts.
Pick a race, pick a age, and a look. Maybe and perhaps a sex if you want, or you could just be ambiguous.
I'm not gonna be a pirate country.
well, something that would have a raven on their shoulder.
And did you go around the corner with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be like over here, like, do it. I'm like, no, sit right there, and I'm like, no, it's like, bops onto your shoulder, looks at you.
I'm just kind of looking at it. Nell, kind of. How about a old gent with long beard, kind of raggedy clothes.
What race?
Human.
Human? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Same height? Everything like that? Okay.
Yep.
So Nell is actually resting on your shoulder. It looks like it's different clothing, that's all. Just so that you know. Because if Nell is resting on your shoulder and you're like a foot taller, there's a difference.
Or even if I was sure that you just see a floating bird.
Oh, you could be like, never mind.
So, so you now are looking like an elderly bearded man wearing some plain clothes. And you have a crow on your shoulder.
So I'm going to watch this through Nell's eyes.
Ah,
I'm going
okay.
to kind of lean up against the wall next to a window.
Okay, head on in.
Okay. You walk inside. There's
Best plan.
there's 3 patrons total over at Trollskull Manor. There was about 20.
Ooh.
There is one guy behind the counter. And let's see if I can actually get information about him. Human. And he seems to be at the male and seems to be cleaning the counter at this point. Cleaning empty glasses. And the patrons are just kind of like have half full beers in front of them and aren't even sitting at the same tables. There's one of them at the bar and 2 of them at separate tables. For those that have difficulty in reading this, I will read this out loud. Vern Riker just remembered. Imagine this is like one of those what is it, like Dune thoughts, where like inner monologue. Vern Riker just remembered he still doesn't know how much money he has. So Vern, the broke guy, went into a tavern at night.
Dune thoughts. That's like
Worst
a new
plan ever. If your intention was to spend a lot of money, then I might agree, but I could think of many worse plans than that. Still,
I'm pretty sure it's more of at least having enough to buy a drink would probably be a little better.
So you walk in, you realize you don't have any money. Next, what do you do? And you see the people in there. Did you just walk back out?
No, I walk over to the nearest person who has some type of food.
None of them have food. They have half full mugs of beer. Or at least it resembles beer.
Then I walk back out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Do you have any money on you?
Are you serious? Yeah, I give you like wait, what are these things called? I can't remember. I give you a dragon.
Okay, you get a gold.
Wait,
Nibs are copper.
yeah.
I remember that
So
much.
I give you like a gold.
Dragon's
basically.
gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dragons are 10 gold.
No, dragons
They're
are 1
10
gold. Dragons are 1 gold.
Where is that sheet?
The money.
The sheet says 10 gold piece equals a dragon.
Really?
Oh no, I misread it. Yeah, 10 gold piece dragons.
What? What?
Yeah.
What?
No. Yeah.
I'm
no,
reading
no,
it
wait.
with my own eyes.
Well, then use someone else's.
No, I
Okay.
think that's one
Okay.
platinum is a sun, 1 dragon is a one or 10 dragon is 1 sun, 20 sandbar is 1 sun. I think that's how this is written.
All right.
So 1 dragon would be 1 gold.
Is what it's supposed to be. I don't know why it says that.
I think it's just the equivalent.
Oh, yeah.
change
1
from
platinum piece equals 10 gold pieces.
I got her.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, you hand him a gold's worth.
Mm-hmm.
You now have enough money to buy a lot of beer. Or beer pretzels or whatever.
Okay, go back then.
Okay. And you're being looked at by the barkeep at this point when you walk back in.
Grapala's just
Figured
hanging her
I
head,
should've
shaking
changed
it.
my form.
Seems to have an eyebrow raised when you walk in. Looking at you curiously while he's cleaning a glass. You know, the usual bartender thing.
I'll walk over to and basically ask for a drink.
All right. What can I get you?
What type of drinks does he have?
And you can see that he's got a few small kegs on the back shelf. One of them's got like this paint stripe of white. Another one's got a paint stripe of green. Another one's got a paint stripe of red.
Does he have rum?
Are you gonna ask him?
Yes.
He'll say,
Got rum?
"I've got rum. Aye. Did you want a glass or a bottle?"
bottle.
All right.
God damn it, he's spending all my money.
And he actually looks pretty happy about that, and he puts it up there and says,
Bird hasn't had any money in his hand for about, I think, how long has the series been going?
"What's that?"
How many episodes has this been going on? What episode is this?
You're asking me to look at stuff right now. I can't look
25.
at it. 25. There you go.
I think it's been about 15 episodes since Vern ever had cash.
What does he do? He buys a bottle of rum. All right. So he reaches down below the bar and he pulls out a glass bottle that seems to have like diamond shapes in it and stuff like that. It looks a bit fancy for a bottle, but and he sets it up top and he says 1 bottle of rum. That'll be 2 silver.
Puts the gold coin on the counter.
And he pulls out like a couple of shot glasses and says, "Did you intend to drink it here?"
Yeah.
And he just puts a couple of shot glasses down for him, thinking that maybe you're going to be sharing with somebody he doesn't know. He's just putting them down. And he takes the coin and he pulls out some change and gets you 8 silver back.
So how's business? As I pour the rum into the glass.
Make an insight check.
With insight.
I'm actually on the wrong screen to see what you just rolled. Perfect.
Remember, you sent the wrong person in to do anything.
So he says, "It's been better." He seems a bit short on conversation, strangely, especially for a bartender.
Okay.
He says, "Did you want anything? Can I get you anything else?"
I'm fine for now.
Okay. And he just continues cleaning his glass and looking you up and down. Sort of like he's trying to place if he's seen you before.
Uh-oh. Abort! Abort!
He says, "You're not from around here. I don't think you're a regular here."
Wandered around town.
Okay. Hold on 1 second here. I need to find something out.
I think aborting would be a good idea.
Hey now, no metagaming. Need to look at this. Okay, there it is. Alright. Let's just do a little bit of behind the scenes rolling.
Oh boy.
Okay. And he goes, "Are you at the Mages Guild? Maybe that's where I've seen you."
Nope. Pours another glass.
Okay.
Then pours a third one and pushes it towards the barkeep.
And he says, No, thanks. I don't drink on the job."
You sure?
Yep. And you actually notice, thanks to your relatively high passive perception, a couple of the other patrons, they seem like they're interested in you now too. And one of them actually, that's already at the bar, scoots over its seat and says, "Looks like you could use a friend to help you drain that bottle." It's another human, male.
Nella's like
probably in
kinda
his 40s or
staring at this
50s.
person.
What's that?
Nella's kind of staring at this person.
Yep.
I kind of pushed the glass that I pushed towards the barkeep at him.
And the barkeep stops looking at Vern and starts looking at the Raven. "You sure you're not from around here?"
Yeah.
Says, Right. Well, anyway, I'll leave you to your drink." And the guy next to you kind of reaches for one of the other glasses, or the glass that you had pushed towards the barkeep, and just goes, "Oh, thanks," and starts taking it for himself.
I just said I pass it towards him.
Oh, okay, all right. So that he does take that, and he drinks it very thirstily, and the bartender like turns around and starts fidgeting with like one of the kegs or putting a glass down and picking things up a little bit behind the bar. He seems to.
How much is left in the bottle?
What's that?
How much is also left in the bottle after 3 drinks?
Quite a lot. It looks like it's going to hold about 25 shots.
Okay.
Ooh, excuse me. All right. Grafola's gonna cast message.
Okay.
Towards Vern.
Okay.
And say, try and find out if he's responsible for the holes.
You get this whisper in your ear. And it's Grafola.
I kind of look at the bird. Like, more or less with a puzzled look on my face.
Nell just kind of looks at you at the same time and goes... and then looks back at the barkeep and starts like pointing its nose at the barkeep a little bit.
She'll do like a bit of a waddle on your shoulder as well. She's like moving from foot to foot. Like,
yeah. I know that feeling. I just put my hand over to Nell.
Mm-hmm. You petting Nell or what?
No, under the belly.
Okay. And?
Nothing.
You're just putting your hand under Nell's belly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so Nell has no clue what stuff for birds are. Okay, got it.
Well, I mean, actually, I think due to Nell being what Nell is, I think Nell would actually, like, move aside a little bit on your shoulder away from your hand placement. And actually, like, give you a slight peck.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, Grafola, you're seeing this right now, too. So.
For the most part, if you put your hand underneath a bird's belly, for the most part, they will actually step on your finger.
Are you giving the bird to Joe Biden?
What?
What the heck did that come from?
He's inappropriately touching the bird.
Oh,
like
God. Stop bringing politics into this crap. This is D&D. All right.
Are you giving the bird to Harvey Weinstein?
Oh, man. Anyway, Grafola, as you're looking through Nell's eyes, you can still hear where you are. You hear a carriage pull up just outside of your own tavern. And Natea and Smoke, you guys both arrive.
I'm going to... Wait, hang on.
I sense a bird being molested.
And use message again.
I help out and I go run into the tavern and look.
You run into the tavern and look?
Yeah, and we're out in front of our tavern.
Yeah, it just sounded like you cut off there.
Oh, sorry. No, I just get out and go into our tavern to look for them. See if they're...
Gotcha. And you don't see either of them. You do see Bonnie and the employees that were there before. And they're currently tending the tavern. The other two are no sign.
I'm gonna, hearing the cart and Natea and Smoke, I'm gonna message Vern and say, we're in trouble.
Vern, you hear we're in trouble. Come as Grafola's whisper in your ear.
Natea's home. We're in trouble.
Vern picks up the ball. Guess I gotta go and play drunk, try and walk out the door.
All right. Everybody's eyes follow you as you leave. And you're out.
I just asked Bonnie, where's the other two at? What are they up to?
She says, actually, they only left just like maybe 5-10 minutes ago. I didn't say where they were going, but Graffola looked almost giddy.
That's not reassuring.
She was pushing Vern forward with some kind of big grin on her face. I wouldn't doubt that she's just trying to, get him to try on some silly trousers or something. I don't know.
Yes, Bonnie. Silly trousers, yes.
But
That's my favorite thing to
we'll
do.
just hang out here until they get back. Hopefully they come back soon.
all right. So are you guys heading back into your own tavern?
Yep.
Just going straight there.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
No? Okay, maybe we're not.
Can I at least, do away with the disguise self?
No, it'll be fun. It'll be more fun this way.
Okay.
Okay, fine. We're going directly to.
1 second.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So you guys head back over to Trollskull Manor.
Around here, I stop and just chug half of the bottle.
Wow. Okay, make a Constitution roll. Make a Constitution save.
I'm like, Nell, just it's better,
Nell, upon him even motioning like that, it just flaps off and flies over to you immediately. And actually looks like Nell's kind of like taking a little bit of a hide behind you.
She's like peering out.
Vern, you get 1 swig in, and you're like, oh shit. And you actually kind of choke a little bit on it, because it's got that alcohol-y sting, and you kind of spit a bit of it out. You didn't actually get very far into the bottle before you kind of, you choked. But you do feel like you've got a really good buzz going right now.
How much does the ball feel compared to?
You probably have gotten it down from 25 shots now to about 20.
Well, I had used 3 out of 25.
I know.
So I only used 2.
And
Okay.
you spit one out on the sidewalk too, so so you're down to about 20 left. You didn't get very far into it.
Okay, good enough. Continue going.
Okay.
It's like kind of a tipsy walk.
All right. So, you guys head back to Trollskull Manor. What you doing? Because it seems like I feel a prank coming on. I don't know, but what you doing?
I kind of open the door and motion to Vern after you.
So you're going in the tavern entrance. All right.
Where's the service? Swing my ball some.
Strangely, Vern, you feel like something is keeping you steady.
Really?
Yes. Like gentle hands.
God dang ghost.
I just turn around and I look.
I need you both to make a perception check. All
I
right.
get to make a perception check against
Yeah,
it?
hold on.
Okay.
So,
I think Smoke was first.
well, whoever got the 17, because I know that it's going to be
Yeah, with
Natea.
smoke.
Oh, really? Usually you get the high numbers. Is this a reverse stream? Okay. So, Smoke then is going to get a chance to make an intelligence check against DC. Was it 12? Robin?
12 for what?
For the
Your spell DC.
That's a good question, actually.
What is your
yeah, it's
spell
12.
DC? 12. Okay, so need an intelligence check. Just click on the word intelligence. And try and beat a DC of 12 for Smoke. Oh, you meet it, so therefore you beat it. So Smoke goes, that guy looks a bit strange, but familiar. And you instantly see that there is like this kind of guise over this person.
Actually, it says that it's an investigation, not intelligence on the thing, so yeah.
Oh, well, I'm sure that they don't have a
same
negative score in it, so either way it would be the same.
Yeah, no.
So he would be successful either way.
Mm-hmm.
But you would see that there's a faint illusion going on, and underneath is Vern. Natea, an old drunk guy, just walked in and suddenly seems to have been held aloft by what you could only assume is the ghost helper from falling over.
Was Griffola with them?
Yes, she was holding the door for this elderly gentleman.
I just look over at Bonnie and I'm like, oh, really? Today of all places. Okay. I just kind of stand up.
That's for
But what? Welcome, sir. I just
Hi,
look
Vern.
at Smoke crazy. I'm like, welcome, sir. Have a seat. Let's get you some water. I always lean over to Smoke.
coffee.
What do you mean that's Vern?
That's Vern. He thinks he's slick, but he's not.
All right. And the only reason I gave the extra one for those that are curious on this, that like the instant recognition thing, is because it's someone that they're very familiar with, and they're with Griffola, so I just had the perception mean that they might have spotted something familiar.
All right. I look at Smoke and I'm like, I just kind of look at him and I just
go ahead
nod my
and
head.
roll an investigation check now that you've had a question as well, Natea. It's been brought to your question. Yeah, you're like, wait a minute, I think that is him. And you could just barely see through the edges of this illusion that yeah, that's him under there. It's some kind of illusion.
I just let out a sigh. I'm like, here, sir, let me help you to your seat. And I'll walk over and I'm going to pick him up and spin him around in a circle.
Describe how you're picking him up.
I'm just going to kind of, I don't know, I guess put my arms, like, kind of help him put his arm over my shoulder. And then I'm just going to walk in a circle with him really quick.
Okay, so obviously the ghostly helper is not helping anymore at this point. It was just helping you to maintain your balance when you came in the door. Griffola, you come in, you see these shenanigans going on. And they are currently spinning this buzzed Vern.
I'm gonna put some distance between myself and this, like, vomit time bomb.
Vern? Are you doing anything, or are you just going along with it?
I'm pretty sure I'm not able to really resist easily, so yeah, I'm going along with it.
All right, make a Constitution save.
Yep. Oh, that button. Aha!
You're fine. You're fine. You actually start feeling like, wait a minute, I wasn't that buzzed to begin with. What the heck? And you're actually one more. I would like you to make an intelligence roll, just a straight intelligence.
Intelligence. You like to pick one of my worst subject. Well, worst stat.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm giving you the option to find things.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Okay, so you just you don't understand why, but you just don't feel buzzed anymore. You feel perfectly fine, and you now know that Natea is seemingly purposefully spinning you in a circle.
Is my boost fine?
Is your what?
Booze.
Is my rum fine?
You still have a bottle of rum in one of your hands, and it seems to be perfectly intact.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, Natea, you're spinning him. It doesn't seem to have any effect on him, and in fact, he seems to be steadier now than he was before.
Yeah, I stop and just set him down in a chair and I sit down. I'm like, ugh, I shouldn't have done that.
Well played. Well played.
Want a drink?
I just say, yeah, let me see that bottle. I'll take a drink and I'll take the bottle from him and I'm going to give it to Bonnie.
Matea, you smell like old people.
Oh! Oh! Bonnie just kind of gingerly takes the bottle and then goes, "What is this?" And she's just kind of like looking at the group of you.
I just
don't
tell Bonnie,
leave.
don't question it.
And she goes, "I'm
That's it.
sorry, sir, but you're not allowed to bring foreign food or drink into the tavern. It's what we sell here. So you'll
I
have
just
to..."
shake my head. Bonnie. It's
Yes,
okay.
yes.
It's Vern.
And she goes, "What?" And she goes,
Touch him.
"Oh,
Go
oh,
touch
so
him.
it is. Okay, right. And she goes, "What did you bring in here? This, ooh, what is that?"
Yeah, I agree. What is that? Where were y'all? Griffola? What did y'all do?
She tastes it and says, "What are you doing with this watered down cripe?" And she just puts it behind the counter, and then she goes, "Actually, I don't even want to. What am I doing?" And she just kind of starts pouring it out. You see,
No, Bonnie, don't pour that out. You use that
To clean.
to clean, or for people that you really don't like that come in here, you give them that for the price of the good.
and she goes, "You people are weird. We've got a reputation to uphold. We can't be serving this shite in here." And she's still dumping it out. It's
I like my butt. I agree.
I just shake my head. I'm like, so where have y'all been?
Meanwhile, you guys are actually causing a little bit of a scene in the tavern, but it's much to everyone's chagrin. They all seem to be having a really good time with it. When you were spinning, people were clapping and like, "Hey, yay!" You know, so seeing Bonnie's shenanigans with dumping out some bad rum, they were all like, "Oh!" You know, so... Sorry.
You just point, don't be like this guy and drink bad rum from wherever he got it.
It was the only thing I could get quickly.
Oh, I'm just like, okay, I don't know where y'all were at, but we have something to discuss, but we need to leave now. And Vern, you need to sober up.
I am sober.
Actually, he kind of seems like he is.
Totally
Tober. Okay. I'm just like, okay. I said, Bonnie, we have some business to take care of. Will you be okay?
That's actually what it said on the side of the rum bottle. Suddenly Tober.
Well played, Fern. Well played.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, Smoke, go out there and get us a carriage, Griffola, and you, sir, drop that shenanigans and let's go. We've got to go to the Yawning portal. We have a problem. And by the way, behave yourself, Vern. There's guards everywhere over there.
Yeah, Vern. Behave yourself.
Puts hand on his back and gets up.
I just side glance.
Treating an old guy like this. And follow along.
I'm just gonna push him with my foot in his butt. Come on, let's.
All right, here's the question, Vern. Do you maintain the illusion?
Once we get to the carriage, I break the illusion.
Once you're in the carriage, then? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. One spell slot used, sir. So,
Great.
there is the same carriage that dropped you guys off actually was looking for clientele, so he's still there. If that's the person you want to use again.
Yeah, if Smoke's gonna furry paw flag him down, and as we get in, I'm gonna tell him, the same thing. Back to the Yawning portal as quick as you can, and give him another 2 silver, and I'll fill them in on what we did while we were gone.
He said, "You know that they're doing city sweeps across here. It's not going to be as quick as normal. They've got checkpoints now that we've got to pass through, and they've got to inspect people."
What are they inspecting them for?
What is going on, by the way? There was a bunch of guards everywhere. What's going on?
He says, "Well, from what I understood, there's some kind of noble house was invaded the other day, and they're trying to match descriptions of people that were in the invasion. They're apparently they're rounding up different. Oh, what were the name of those people? There's some mercenary group. Anybody that had ties with them, they're ringing them up. But there was also several people were given descriptions of that they said were in the location. There was
what they look like.
Well, there was this really small, and he starts looking at everybody and goes, "Maybe it's best we don't go straight through."
Oh shit.
I just kind of nod my head. I was like, I tell you what, and I get a gold piece out of my pocket, and I kind of I said, let me shake your hand. What's your? And I'll palm
And he
gold
says, "You
piece.
can call me Daisy if you like. Where do you need to go?"
Okay, Daisy, here you go. You get us where we need to go safely because we really need to go there to the Yawning portal, and at any means necessary to avoid what we need to avoid, we will be eternally grateful for you.
He says, "Well, we could probably go down. It'd be a roundabout. I mean, obviously, it's just getting the job done. So we can go down by the dock wards, try and take a manor through there. The best bet would not be via carriage, because all carriages are easily stopped. I would say to go down to the dock ward and rent yourself a dinghy and just go across the bay and get there that way. Get another carriage on the other side. I'm not trying to cost you more money, but if you want to get there safer without any intervention from getting slow down here, that'd probably be the fastest way to get there."
Okay, looks like that's what we'll do then. Thanks for the advice.
He says, "Yeah, no problem. There's a guy down there by the name of Tudor that you could probably ask. I'll take you right up to his rental skiff." And he heads on down into the dock wards with you guys, unless everybody's getting in there, going down. Yes.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. Excuse me. And
I'm just filling them in on what was going on at the other place, the tower, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. So upon arriving at the dock wards, you guys pretty much see that he drops you off right at one of the docks, and there's this guy just kind of sitting in a chair, looking like he's a bit dozy. He's got this hand-scrawled sign sitting out front, boat rental service, ferrying across the bay, back again, different prices for different locations around there, varying with different copper amounts. It's similar to the carriage service, just kind of getting you around via the water. And he says, there's tutor service there. He's a good guy. In fact, he's my brother. So just let him know that Daisy sent you, and maybe you'll get a discount.
Okay, thank you very much, Daisy. And
And
I guess
he gives you a wink and then says, "Wait a minute. Were you in there? Oh, never mind." And he was pointing at Vern for a moment there. Yep, realizing that you look different coming out of the cart. And then he just goes, "Never mind. Have a good day. Good luck." And he starts heading off in the other direction. And there's a guy sitting in a chair with a hat down over his
shake my
head.
head at Vern like, ugh.
What?
So, you're at the docks. Guy sitting in a chair. Looks like he's kind of dozing with a skiff there behind him and a rental service sign.
I walk up. I'm like, excuse me, sir.
And he just kind of like pushes the hat up a bit and goes, "Oh, hi. Looking to rent a skiff?"
Yeah, we need to get across the bay because we are going to the Yawning port, and there's a bunch of commotion that we want to avoid. So we just need to get across.
And he looks at people and he goes, "Yeah, I should be able to take all of you on here. Sorry, there's just a weight limit thing. So, yeah, all right. Is it just this lot here? There's no, like, luggage or anything like that, yeah?"
No, just us four.
He says, "All right, it'll just be 2 copper then, and I can get you around straight over to the closest spot on the port to Yawning Portal." You said you're trying to avoid commotion?
Yeah, Daisy sent us, by the way.
And he actually kind of goes, "Daisy." And he kind of like gets this look on his face. Goes, "I see.
Like a look of like confusion or
No, more like he's understanding something about what you just said. Recognition, if you will." And he says, maybe I take you a little bit further than the usual stop to the Yawning portal. There's a land ferry service, carriage service. Sorry, I'm a little bit off on that. That I could take you to on the other side. That'd be easier access for you folk.
I'll hold out 5 copper. I'm like, that would be absolutely great of you. If you could do that for me.
And he tips his hat and says, "Well then, everybody get on board." And he starts untethering the skiff. It's basically just like a flat barge with raised edges, and it looks like he's got some long pokey pole that he uses to push it around in shallower waters.
I look back at Smoke. I'm like, somebody want to pet him while we go across this?
Nah, he's on his own.
I don't have PTSD. I'm good.
All right, if he says so.
Gravola, be prepared to pet a giant cat.
All right, so y'all just pile onto the skiff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
It's a little wobbly, but it seems to get the job done. And the guy seems to actually really know what he's doing. It takes him just mere seconds to get the rope off of the pier and toss it onto the boat. He jumps on, pushes off, and in practically no time, you guys are off. And actually moving faster than it looks like he could normally propel it.
So while he's like, maneuvering the boat and stuff, I'm gonna lean over to Natea and say in a kind of a hushed voice, "What's the emergency at the Yawning portal?"
Oh, sorry, I kind of zoned out for a second. I explained to her about Maloon War Dragon. Yeah, we met him, and I tell her. Oh yeah, that's right, you hit on him. I explained to her. I explained what is going on with them, and that something's weird with them and wacky, and we don't know why. And we were asked to go and see what we can do and find. But that means we are to watch him from a distance and not try to approach him.
Okay.
I don't know. He seemed to. Did he take a liking? I can't remember if he took a liking to Gravola.
And why can't we approach him? And just be like, not talk to him about hey, what's the problem? But just be like, hey, buddy, hey, pal, let's have a beer.
We probably could, but she did tell us to be very careful because he's acting very, very strange, and she's afraid that he might lash out because he doesn't seem to recognize people, I guess. Well, we could give it a try. Maybe you could give it a try. He would definitely recognize you for sure.
You know who would have been fantastic to bring on this mission? Bonnie.
I have to ask a question. Were you just making any of that up because that was wildly inaccurate?
Yes.
Okay. Then I would like you to roll a deception check, please.
And Bonnie can read surface thoughts, so she'd be able to read what was freaking him out.
Gravola, I would like you to roll an insight check.
Where did my sheet go? There it is.
2020.
Boop, 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 boop. It's not gonna be that good. My insight sucks.
Did you get a nat? Nope.
Nope.
You got a 5 and 5.
So everything she says sounds like it's perfectly natural and
Yeah, totally.
No reason to doubt it.
Yeah. But we should have brought Bonnie with us. She can read thoughts. So she could have found out what was going on with him.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's weird.
It's not like I'm cheating on the lottery or something. It's just I'm just fast forwarding to the good stuff.
Insider trading.
And so I think we when we get there, we should locate him first. I think we should hang back and just kind of see what he's doing, or whatever, and then go from there.
And you guys actually make land at this point. Strangely, what you would think would take like a 15-minute time only took maybe 5. You guys seem to be going at a pretty good clip. And this guy barely seemed to be doing anything. So you start arriving, and he's like, all right, here we are. And he puts the staff down, and he starts like slowly, kind of like slowing the ship down, it seems. And then brings it up to the shore and says, hold on, let me tie it up before you jump off. And he hops off and ties it up and goes, there you are. And he offers his hand to everybody to get you up off the skiff.
I take the assist.
And he says, and there's usually a carriage group just one block up there. They usually don't hang out all the way down here by the docks. It's, not the best neighborhood. Best of luck to you.
I had nodded my head. I was like, thank you very much.
Right. And
Think about it. How many of us are armored?
All of us? Well, at least I know me and Furball here.
maybe the two of you. I don't know if I don't know what armor Griffola normally wears.
So.
Pretty sure that Vern was not armored. Griffola? Griffola, are you armored?
I would think I am.
What armor do you usually wear?
Studded leather?
Yeah, you can get away with that.
Okay.
So then...
Vern's got no armor.
Vern is currently wearing plain clothes. Shiny clothes that smell heavenly. And like rum.
Rum.
So you guys arrive and you start heading a bit north, and you can see that there's actually like this little carriage station up there. It looks like a central location for a lot of carriages to meet up. So you've got your pick of the litter, and you believe that you're on the other side of the barricade, more or less, to give it a name.
I'm like scratching my head as we're walking away from the skiff going, what's the point in a barricade if you can just take a boat around it? Like, it makes no sense.
They didn't think it through.
So,
Reminds me about time at Tiananmen Square.
you guys grabbing a carriage?
Yeah.
All
Sure, I have no idea where we are. Sure.
You're pretty much just south of the Yawning portal in the
Okay.
dockward area. Actually, here I'll bring us back over to the map of Waterdeep. You're like, I love the map of Waterdeep. Yeah. Then I'm gonna follow.
I just don't
this
like
one.
not knowing where I am.
All right, fair enough. Let's bring it over. This might not even line up right for all I know. It's a bit of a stretch because you guys went, let's see if I can actually draw this, from your area, which is really far north. You basically took this roundabout area. More or less the high road is about where they're at right now for the barricade. You guys pretty much went south all the way down to the docks and then across over to the where somebody wrote elves.
The land of the elves,
Yeah,
yes.
pretty much.
I know it well.
And then you pretty much went up from there to a similar area where you've been before when you went up to meet that monk character that
Do you
lives
want
in
to
the
draw a
hills.
line?
What's that?
Do you want to draw a line?
No, otherwise I would draw a line. So you guys came up here, and now you meet up with a carriage area, and you can head over to the Yawning portal from there.
Sure.
Kind of honestly, just a question: how we got there by boat?
How did you get through by boat?
Unless we went all the way down like there, and then went back up.
Yeah, you went all the way down through the trades ward, all the way down to here, in this area, where I'm pointing now at the Great Harbor. And that's pretty much where you were let off.
I don't see your point, sorry.
Oh, I might be on the wrong layer, so I'm like showing you guys this stuff and you're not seeing anything. I'm in
Okay,
the
so
wrong
it
layer.
actually is what token is.
Can you see
Or
my
monkeys?
my stuff?
Yeah,
I see it now.
All right, so you came all the way down here,
Okay.
and you
Okay,
pretty much
now I-
got on here,
Okay.
and then you went all the way across the harbor to where it says elves,
Mm-hmm.
and then you went up to close to the reach, and then
Okay.
there's like a little station for the what do you call it, the carriages, and then you're pretty much taking that over to the Yawning portal.
Okay. So taxi line. Yep.
Yeah,
Got it.
because pretty much the high road on down is, and they're moving this way, is where the barricade is.
Okay.
Hmm.
This is weird. Okay.
That you've seen.
Yeah, I think we should get in a carriage and bust a move over there.
Okay, so you're over to the Yawning portal. Pretty
Sure.
much, it's just a copper at this point, and you guys able to get to the Yawning portal, no problem. And you're there. Burp.
Do we see... Crap, I closed the dude's thing. Hang
Can't quite hear you.
on. Do we see Maloon?
Well, upon going inside, I'm not even going to make you guys make a perception check. So I'm sure you'd probably just look around for the character that meets the description of the handout that I showed you. Actually, let me see if I can open that up for people on the stream. There we go, so they can see what this handsome gent looks like. We'll do this. You don't see him readily there. You do see Durnan behind the counter.
Okay.
Oh, awkward since we took Bonnie from him.
Slightly. Yep. Does...
Are you guys trying to avoid being seen by Durnan?
Yeah, we probably should for now, anyway.
I don't know. I'm more of a fan of like tearing that band-aid off. If it's gonna be awkward, let's just get it over with, you know?
Okay.
So I'd say
Concern-
Grafola's not hiding, but
Anybody that's trying to keep a low profile from Durnan, please roll a stealth check. If not, don't bother.
I also feel like Durnan could totally pwn me at any skill possible, so there's no point trying.
Concern
That's
on
right.
anything can hit me.
It's Mr. Monkeys. I'm not because I'm in like chainmail and everything, not stealthy. I'm
Okay.
just gonna walk up in there. Like
Well, this is more just to try and keep a low profile. There's a lot of people at the Yawning portal. It's not too difficult to try and just mingle and try and avoid his eye. That's all you're doing. You're not really trying to stay hidden from everybody or something like that. It's just trying to avoid one person.
in there.
Okay.
No, but I mean, if I catch like Durnan's eye, like if I notice him notice me, then I'll just kind of give him a nod, you know.
Okay. He probably would notice you. You kind of stand out. No offense. And he would probably just like give you this look. Like and do the same. Just give you this tiniest of nods. And I'd like you to make an insight check. What about you, Vern?
Man, he's pissed at us. He's so pissed at us.
I was just kind of walking normally just to follow them.
Are you trying to stay out of view?
Nope, not at all.
Okay. So it would appear, Grafola, on your little exchange with Durnan, what you would interpret it to be is he's a gruff guy as it is, doesn't really care, but something seems to be up. And he's looking at you like you could potentially be a criminal. And Vern, who's right behind him, right behind you. He doesn't seem to be acting immediately or anything like that. You've seen him act before when he kind of sliced the troll in half. But That's all. Just something behind that look that perhaps he interprets you as some kind of possible criminal. At least that's how he might have regarded you. But he seems to just be like, yeah, they could be trouble, but I can handle it if need be. Type of attitude, which he can make good on. So
this is really tough to leave alone.
This is tough to what?
Leave alone.
So, you guys are looking around, and I don't know if you guys are going to stop looking around and speaking with Durnan, specifically talking to Grifola and Vern. Vern, you do accidentally lock eyes with him and get the same look. I don't know if you want to insight check as well, but he does catch your gaze at some point. But everybody that is looking around, you do not see Maloon in the Yawning portal at the moment. And it's actually pretty busy. There's a lot of people here.
Okay. I think Grifola's held off for as long as she possibly can. She goes up to the bar. Is there can I spy an open seat?
Yeah, there's probably one or two.
Okay. She's gonna go up to the bar and kind of boost herself up onto an open seat.
Mm-hmm.
And she just kind of hangs her head and waits for Durnan.
He doesn't hesitate. He comes over and says, "What can I get you?"
I say, bartender's choice.
And he just grabs a mug and instantly starts filling up some kind of ale or beer.
I say, you look pretty unhappy to see us there.
And he says, "Nope, it's all fine. It'll be one nib."
Okay. I mean, is it pretty obvious that he's just cold shouldering?
He's always cold shouldered. In your experience that you've known. He's been a man of very few words.
Okay, then I'm just gonna say, I don't suppose you've seen Maloon around, have you?
He's usually here during the midday. Comes in for a sandwich.
Do you know where
Do you want me to pass a message? He stays here.
Do you know where we can find him round about this time of day?
Nope. Not my business.
Okay. I scoot a nib across the bar to him, pick my mug up, and hop down off the bar stool.
Okay. You might catch out the corner of your eye. It looks like he actually tested the solidarity of the coin.
Then I hop back up on the bar stool, put the mug down, stare at him. Then
he's already filling another mug. He's not staring at you. He's not looking back at you at the moment.
Okay. I'll wait to make eye contact.
Which you wait for him, and he goes through probably 3 or 4 transactions. Each one of them, he does the exact same thing.
Right, tests the nib?
Yep.
Oh, so this is like a normal thing.
Apparently, either that or he just started doing it now.
I mean, am I totally off base here, guys? I thought that we were fairly friendly with Durnan. No? Am I imagining that?
I think it was more or less we were interacting with Bonnie when we were here.
I could have sworn he'd been fairly friendly with us for trying to help him with the troll issue.
I think he more or less went back to the back room afterwards, not that long after.
Okay, yeah, Griffolis just sits there, like, kind of staring at him with the mug of beer on the bar.
He eventually comes back and says, "Do you need another?" Notices you staring at him.
I say no, but I thought we had something special during Grifola's like, no, but I guess you don't feel like you can trust my coin these days?
And here, actually, I'll pop out a Durnan handout. I don't know, but yeah, I haven't even done this yet. Let's show this to everybody, shall we? There we go.
Okay.
And he just kind of gets this look on his face like, I test all the coins since the Zentarum have become questionable around here, and it turns out that they were housed in this establishment. And he actually came off with a tone that seems like he might have been a little offended. Natea and Smoke, if you guys haven't already noticed, you would notice by now for certain that Durnan and Grifola are currently having a conversation. And that Maloon is nowhere to be found.
Do we see like Yagra or anyone else that we know?
No. You see nobody with any black snake tattoos. You do not see any of the previous Zentarum contacts that you spoke with in the past. And in fact, that area that had the curtains, there are no curtains there anymore. It seems like they were completely removed, and that corner has been redone. Kind of hastily, like at least the curtain sections that were attached are completely removed and painted over.
Can I look around, like just kind of look around the patrons and see like if I notice anything, like I mean obviously different, but like anything that might stand.
You have the option of either making a perception check or or investigation check, whichever is better for you.
Do I see the Tabashi?
Did you see other tabaxi?
I think it was on that one. Other tabaxi.
So, say again, just one of you,
the
please.
Other tabaxi that was there before.
Oh, no. That one is not there, but there are other tabaxi here.
Okay.
It's actually somewhat crowded.
I kind of lean over and you know where everybody is, and I'm like, y'all notice something's really freaking weird around? Like, definitely not the ordinary. Nobody we know in here. Look at the corner room that we were going into. I don't know what's going on. I don't like it at all.
This conversation, I doubt, is being picked up by Grifola. Just so you know, because of her conversation with Durnan. Do you say more to him, Kash?
Yeah, like before he...
Grifola?
Yeah, kind of before he steps away.
Mm-hmm.
Grifola hands her beer to the person next to her, just like staring at Durnan the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Hands her beer to the person next to them and says, "This one's on me." And says to Durnan, "Well, at least I know where I stand now." And hops down and walks away.
As you're hopping down, he says, "Well, if you're over here, then you're on the right side of the barricade." And he just goes back to work.
Right side of the barricade. say, "Don't judge me, grumpy man," and walk away.
He's already pouring more beer. And the person next to you that you kind of pushed it off to didn't seem particularly interested.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Yeah. So, you rejoin with Natea, who just finishes saying what she was saying to the rest of the group.
I say, grumpy asshole over there says Maloon is only here at lunchtime for a sandwich. And that he doesn't know where he is right now because it's none of his business. He has a stick shoved so far up his ass. I don't like that guy anymore. Can we go?
We sure that he's probably going to be here at lunch tomorrow?
I have, Smoke and Natea, did you share with us the appointment tomorrow, or that's still kind of your secret?
I didn't say anything. I'm really good at secrets.
So I think that answers your question. I don't think either of them mentioned it.
Okay. So yeah, we could come back tomorrow.
When did they put up the barricade?
What?
When did they put up the barricade? Was it the same day or a different day?
Earlier today.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's all.
Or at least that's the first you started hearing word of it.
Do I know when next time my contact would meet me? I kind of forgot about him.
Your contact could very well be here because last time your contact was actually missing.
Okay.
You haven't tried making contact with your contact recently.
I forgot that he existed.
This was your contact spot, the Yawning portal.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to see if you could find your contact?
Yes.
Make a perception check, please.
Perception. Ah!
He is sitting in the corner where the Zentarum used to be.
How
Seriously?
convenient.
Yep.
Okay then.
And you can only recognize your contact because of his eye color. This is the difficulty that there is, because each time you see him, it's a different person. Mm-hmm. He has one blue eye and one green eye, and you know that this is the location you guys meet.
Yeah, at least that is something actually noticeable.
So did you want to act on this, or?
More or less check
It's
with
the
him
faceless
to
man. Sorry.
to investigate what is it call it name.
All right. You get to come up with a name for him. That's up to you.
No. I meant the person who we're looking for.
Oh,
Maloon,
okay.
Maloon.
Maloon War Dragon.
Maloon.
Yeah, that dude.
All right, so you're going to approach your contact and try and get some information about that. Yes?
Mm-hmm. And see if he knows more or less the usual places he visits.
Okay.
Then if you could track him.
All right. So you go over to try and talk to your contact, and your contact seems to get a bit wide-eyed upon seeing you, and kind of motions to talk elsewhere. Vern seems to have gotten some interest of someone in the pub, and has separated himself from the rest of you at the moment.
Well, time to leave.
Your friend seems to be kind of motioning to go outside.
Would go along.
Okay. So you both walk outside, and in previous fashion, you take your time. He goes out first, you wait a few moments, and then you act like you're a separate party and you're leaving as well. Sorry about the microphone bump. And then you head out shortly after, meet him around the corner, and he's there acting like he's just kind of smoking a pipe, leaning up against the building, acting nonchalant. And you start talking to him, and he says, "Have you heard about the barricades? I would assume you have."
A little.
He says, "Makes things difficult. What can I do for you today?"
I need you to investigate Malone War Dragon. His location, anything you can about him.
Well, he stays here at the Yawning Portal.
Well, his usual hangouts.
Seriously, he stays here at the Yawning Portal.
Wait.
Like he sleeps here on the second floor.
Is he here still?
I haven't seen him as of this evening, but almost all other times he is here.
Concern the barricades?
He's gone.
He's probably moved.
He's gone down into the well before, into the portal. But I don't think he had any plans on doing it at the moment. But you were saying barricades?
Well, with the barricades, that corner is changed, so he might have moved. So if anything, just locate him.
I doubt it, because the barricades had already gone past when I saw him. Apparently they're doing sweeps for Zentarum operatives and anyone associated with them. And funny thing, you and your friends' descriptions came up.
Yeah, might have caused a bit of trouble.
That was you. Best stay out of sight of any of the watch for the time being.
Yeah.
Sure,
So
things will blow over.
How long have the barricade been up?
I believe since last night, maybe the night before, but it was immediately after. Was it the Growlhuns ended up having an invasion? They then started at the leftmost side and started sweeping to the right, or at the westmost side and started sweeping east. They took a particular interest in the Yawning Portal, and Durnan fell under heavy intrigue. I noticed him giving one of your friends a bit of a stern look.
That's the usual.
I think he was actually being quite kind. He's been very foul with everyone else. So... But as it turns out, the Zentarum were using the Yawning Portal as a central meeting place, but then again, so does everybody. So it's not a surprise that he was thrown under suspicion. I wouldn't be surprised if Maloon would show up in the morning. He's always here. First thing after... He doesn't actually show up for breakfast, but he shows up around midday, and he comes down from his room. I'm here quite often. At least I have been recently.
If he doesn't show, and he showed later on, send me a message.
Will do. I'll keep an eye open here.
I would walk away.
Okay. And he continues smoking. Smoking man. Skinny old guy. See you next time, Mulder. All right. So, you guys inside, you notice that it's probably pretty obvious to you that Vern tries to act very nonchalant in his leaving immediately after talking to somebody, heading out of the pub. So you're all there. He just walks out trying to look nonchalant, not like he actually does, because he's not usually that kind of person. But there you go. So you're all in the pub, waiting for him. You're just going to kind of like absorb the atmosphere, keep an eye open for Maloon in the meantime, or did you want to do anything different?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of try to blend in, try to blend in the best I can, and just
It's
kind of
not difficult. The place is pretty much just still getting more and more packed. So then, Vern, you come back in, and you're able to find your group with a little bit of difficulty because since you left, more people have piled in, and it's starting to get a little bit rowdy because it's getting on into the evening at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of kicking the floor, like scowling.
Right back.
Okay. So, therefore, you guys all know that Maloon isn't here at the moment, or at least you've been told as much. And the Zentarum have since been kicked out or moved out of the Yawning portal. Did you want to stay here and keep investigating? I'm going to assume that he came back and didn't have much to say on what he was up to, short of just talking to my contact. He might have said that.
Yeah, I mean, since we're sitting around, I might as well listen in and see what I can hear. Anything important, maybe.
Okay, that's fair enough. The others? Same thing?
I'm kind of wondering if I
All the
could
same
use Nell to scope out the rooms, like from the outside, you know?
Sure.
Like
Sure.
looking in windows.
Yep.
For a Maloon size, you know.
Maloon size room?
Yeah, Maloon size
So,
gear.
can I assume we're checking the rooms upstairs?
Well, you came back to them. I just made up some excuse for why you weren't saying anything. But you came back to the group. Is there anything you wanted to say to them?
Kind of inform them of a little bit of information, like him staying here, that he probably would show up next evening area. Yeah, more or less does.
So if you shared the location, then you know that then of the suspected location of Maloon's room, then Nell would target that floor. You know, so looking in the windows of that floor.
Would you supply the information about the floor that Maloon was staying on?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know then that he has been reportedly staying on the second floor.
Balloon.
I saw that too.
Balloon. It's just a fun word.
It is.
Balloon.
It is.
Yeah. So that's Grifola and Nell's plan.
Just look around the second floor to see if you can find a room that could be his.
Yeah.
You probably have it narrowed down to 3. You don't see anybody in those rooms, but 3 most likely rooms. There could be a 4th one, but you're not sure because it's either bricked off or it's just in a really bad spot and you can't see.
Okay, so there's one room that Nell can't physically see into, and then there's 3 rooms that are empty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He doesn't seem to be here unless he's in that one particular room.
And
so I'd share that.
While she's doing that, the rest of you would pretty much hear, just overhearing the crowd. The only useful information you'd really pick up, would probably pretty much confirm very vaguely of what Vern was saying. It might be also exaggerated tones.
Hmm.
So, wait. What are we hearing? An exaggerated tone?
Basically, Smoke and Natea were kind of observing the crowd
okay.
a bit to see if they heard anything else. And more or less, it was just some similarities to what Vern was saying. Some of it might be exaggerated one way or another, but obviously, drunken crowd. So take it as you will. So?
Yeah. So how are we going to get out of the Yawning portal?
I don't know that we want to yet. Because here's the thing, like, if we go back to Troll's Skull, right? And, they haven't swept that area, then they're gonna sweep and they're gonna notice that there are some folks there that fit the description of people that they're looking for. So I kind of feel like we might just want to stay here for a while. Or at least stay this side of the barricade until they're done with this, like, city sweep or whatever they're up to.
For a little time, it might be a good idea.
Go, okay. Want to go down the portal?
No.
Yes.
Yes, let's go. We get out of the portal by going into the portal.
So you guys going to try and procure a room?
Yeah, can we get a room on the second floor?
Well, you're gonna probably have to ask Durnan.
I don't think I should be the one to ask Durnan. He's grumpy. Look out.
Looks in there.
Don't everybody speak up at once now.
Should we just sneak into a room and stay there?
Let's not sneak it. We should probably pay for it first.
If you guys remember properly, it's very well magically warded rooms.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. All right. I guess we'll get a room and wait.
So who's gonna do it? That's the question.
I guess I will.
Okay.
Nobody wants to talk to Durham.
So as you approach Durnan, he reaches under the counter, and in a split instant, you suddenly get this like heart dropping into your stomach moment when he whips out the greatsword and slams it, bam, flat on top of the bar, and shouts across the room at somebody else and says, "Get off of there, or else I'll get you off myself!" And then half the room actually starts laughing at the comment he makes, because obviously it's got different connotations. The other half of the room looks absolutely petrified, and then the half that was starting to laugh starts kind of like ah, and he slides the greatsword back under the counter as the one person had quickly jumped off of the table that he was shouting at. And then he looks over at me and says, "How can I help you?"
I just like look at him. I was like, been a bit stressful here lately.
Yes.
Let's see. Well, can we get I guess 2 rooms for the night?
Says 4 silver.
I just laid the 4 silver on the bar top, and I was like, "Thank you."
Right. Second floor. And he hands you 2 keys.
I take them and I just look around at the crowd and I just shake my head.
Okay. And you've got room 22 and 23.
Okay. I go over to the rest of everybody and I just kind of like, he's a bit on edge. What do you say?
He just shakes his head.
Yup. Definitely.
So, do you guys proceed to the room, or do you stay down
Probably
here the
'cause
rest of the night, or
Bonnie's
what?
not here.
What's that?
It's probably because Bonnie's not here. That's why he's all pissy.
I just poke Smoke in the side. I was like, "Shush." You'll share a room with Vern if you don't behave.
I remain silent and smoke my pipe.
Griffola, I'd like you to make an intelligence check.
Dun dun. Dun dun. Ah, not that bad.
You recall Bonnie was made redundant because she was employed via Zentarum means here.
So wait, she was employed via Zentarum means? So actually she was
employed, but she was being paid to work there. But when the Zentarum presence, aka, let's see if I can get the name here.
Davil?
Yes, Davil, disappeared. She no longer had a benefactor at Durnan's, and he was also paying her way at your place. And so therefore, Durnan cut her loose because he already had staff and no reason to keep her on. You guys picked her up because she had no further employment options, and she proved herself as a barmaid.
So do I think that Durnan knows that Bonnie has Zentarum connections?
I don't know that you would know that or not. I don't think that that would be obvious at the very least.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
You just know that she was made redundant.
Okay.
He did not fire her. Or rather, she did not get stolen. She was made redundant, and you guys picked her up. How's that?
So basically, Durnan fired her.
More or less.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Firing Bonnie. So.
You guys doing what the rest of the night?
Waiting for Maloon to get back.
Just gonna kind of stake out down in the pub? Somewhere near the door, hoping that he returns?
Go to sleep.
I didn't quite catch that.
Go to sleep.
You're going to sleep. Okay.
I have nothing on me, so, I'm more useless than anything else.
Just because one doesn't have armor doesn't make them useless. But if you want to head to bed, that's
no
weapons,
fine. No armor. All I got is my fists.
You also just got a whole
coins.
bunch of intel, so don't say that you're useless. But anyway, you could perfect if you feel that way though. Your character feels that way, then I understand. They could just head up to bed. So.
He's not used to being squishy after who knows how many days carrying the armor.
All right. So you go inside. I don't know which key you would take. Natea has both of them.
I just hold them out in my hands. I'm like, which hand?
You get 23.
I got right.
You get 23.
Yeah, you get 20.
Okay. And then you head up, which leaves the remaining three of you for the last room or to knock on the door or something like that. Because once the door closes, it stays locked unless there's a key access. So, the three of you are doing a stakeout until you see Mr. Meloon Balloon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I am. Yep.
Okay. Therefore, it will be the wee hours of the morning, say around closing time, I guess. Closing time. And people start clearing out and so on. And Meloon comes in. And just kind of does like a quick to Durnan, and Durnan just kind of like does the same to him. And he just kind of like slowly shambles up the stairs. during your wait, you guys are able to eventually procure yourselves a table and that's got a good spot and stuff just by waiting for patrons to move away and stuff. And so you all easily see this, him come in around closing time, last call. Not to say that everybody gets kicked out, but there's no more services held, and people are encouraged to leave if they aren't staying there.
Can I be like, when I see Maloon go upstairs, be like, oh my god, I'm so tired suddenly, maybe I'm going to head to bed. And just kind of like, keep some distance between us, but make my way upstairs I want to check out what room Maloon is residing in.
Okay. So, as soon as you get to the top of the stairs, he stops right there. And he just kind of stands up straight, like he's stretching. He's got his great axe with him. The really glowy, runey covered one.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes it off of his back and stands it up. Do you continue stepping up the stairs? He looks like he's kind of starting to do a stretch.
I mean, how big are these stairs?
Regular stairs.
Okay, so I probably couldn't get past him then, if he's...
You could, you're smaller.
Yeah, but I'd have to
difficult.
kind of squeeze past him a bit.
A little bit.
Then no, I'll just kind of politely wait for him to finish his stretch.
Okay. And then he'll proceed to produce a key right there at room 20. And open the door, go right in. He looks like he's beat,
20.
like he's dead tired.
Can I figure out okay, so he's in room 20 and we're in 24?
20.
Yes.
22.
Oh, we're in 22, even closer.
We're in 22 and 23.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 23.
And Vern's already taken 23, so we are all three in 22.
First of all, welcome Raiders. Thank you for the
So,
okay, can I figure out where his window would be in relation to our rooms if I was on the outside of the building?
make an intelligence check. This is actually a bit tricky. Sorry.
No.
It's not a very high DC, but...
Alright, here we go.
You guys are staying in 2 of the 3 windowed ones. He is staying in the 3rd.
Oh, okay.
And now that you're looking at the plan again of where things are, you think that the that difficult to reach spot is probably not actually a room for guests. It's probably just like storage from access below or something like that, most likely.
Okay. Alright. Can I send Nell out to have a peek in the window?
Nell, as far as I was aware, was still outside.
Okay. Can I send Nell over to the window where?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Alright.
And he walks in and he sets the great axe. I'm assuming you're looking through Nell's eyes at this point.
I am.
So you're standing at the top of the stairs.
No, I've made my way towards a room.
Okay. You don't have any keys.
I don't have any keys, so I'm just kind of leaning against the wall.
You know that in one of the rooms is a fellow adventurer.
Okay, I knock on that door.
Okay, so you walk over to room 23. There's a knock at the door. It easily wakes you. What do you do, Vern? There's a knock at the door. And by the way, Natea and Smoke, you see her kind of do that sneaky thing up the stairs.
Do.
Hell, I may just go knock on what's his face's.
All right, so Vern, did you say you're letting her in?
Yep.
Okay, so he opens the door, you kind of come in, and then you're instantly tranced into Nell's vision.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go in, sit down.
Okay. And
I just kind of plop myself on the floor, sit cross-legged.
Yep. Nell sees him come in and set the great axe down against the cabinet. Then he actually walks over to the towards the window where Nell is currently perched. Looks like he's removing some buckles on some of the armor that he's wearing as he's doing so, and he actually has interior shutters, and he's closing both of the shutters.
Boo.
As he's doing the last one, you see the breastplate starting to come off.
Ooh, damn it!
He's wearing mail underneath it, though. So
okay, fair enough.
So Smoke, you see her go upstairs. He goes into a room, closes the door behind him. She goes over and goes into the room that Vern was in. And you approach the stairs. Natea, you're seeing this, by the way. There's not many patrons left.
I look at Smoke and I'm like, what is she doing? Okay, we'll go. I'll stay kind of far behind. And
Well, you saw her, because it's actually like this balcony thing. You actually saw her go to Vern's room and enter.
Oh, I just figure. Okay, I'm just like, I guess she's going to bed. We probably should just go to, and head that.
Okay, so Smoke.
Now I'm gonna stake out what's his face's room.
Okay, are you just like hugging his door or something? I mean, what you doing?
No, I mean I'll just kind of just nonchalantly stand around in the hallways.
Okay, all right.
Rogue tabaxi nonchalant.
Mm-hmm. Which you'll occasionally pass other patrons that are like getting a midnight snack or just going to the bathroom, because the bathrooms are actually like at the end of the hallway, and or whatever, just a night stretch going down and enjoying the warm fire because some people can't sleep or whatever. You run into some of that going on, but it seems like. Why don't you make a perception check? You could probably hear things through the door because it's fairly quiet at this point. Without even putting your ear up to it, you could probably hear a few bits and pieces here and there. Yep. So it sounds like he pretty much is removing armor and probably retiring for the night. Graffola, anything else you're doing? Natea, I'm assuming you're just heading off into the other room that hasn't been taken yet?
Yeah, I'm just gonna head off into the other room.
Okay.
I'm pretty tempted, I have to say.
Tempted what?
To do more stuff, more shenanigans. Do I think that Maloon's room is within 60 feet of where I am?
I gotta think. He's in 20, you're in 23. Yes.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to cast Unseen Servant.
Okay.
Okay. So,
You now have an invisible friend. Imaginary friend, maybe?
Sure. His name is Dan.
Dan. Okay.
So Dan is going to exit our room.
Okay.
Okay. Go down the hall to the door of room 20.
Okay.
Slide in there. Either. Oh crap!
Dan
the room
disappears as soon as
God
Dan
damn
touches anything around that door.
God damn it! Okay, son of a bitch! I forgot.
And in fact, you actually hear a bzz when it happens.
God damn it! Okay. All right. Fair enough. I tried shenanigans. I forgot the rooms are locked up safer than Fort Knox, and yeah. Right. That's the extent of what. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys retiring for the evening?
Mm-hmm.
Are you leaving Nell where she was?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing.
Pug snores.
Yeah. Pug snores. Wow, they are intensifying. All right. So you all end up resting, and pretty much you're able to sleep fairly well. You stayed up pretty late. It was a big day. And Grifola, you're woken by Nell in your thoughts.
Okay. What's going on now?
Are you looking through Nell's eyes?
Is Timmy down the well again? Yeah, I will.
Okay. Apparently the shutters have been opened. And Meloon is sitting on the end of his bed, holding the great axe and staring at it.
Okay. Do I think he's about to endanger his own life or anything, or
Nope, it looks like he's just staring at it.
is he like communing with his great axe?
Make an intelligence. No, make a Arcana check.
Arcana.
Yeah.
Arcana.
Arcana?
Wanna see.
Arcana, figure it out.
Pickaxe. Disgust.
Oh dear.
Your best guess would be... Is he trying to attune to that thing?
Have I seen him with this axe before?
Yeah. It's the axe that he's known to carry at all times on his person.
Is this Meloon? Maybe this isn't Meloon. Somebody's impersonating Meloon. Is what Nell is thinking.
Nope. I get to tell you what Nell's thinking.
Okay,
Nell,
what
right now you're just
Grifola
looking through
is
Nell's
thinking.
eyes. But
Fine. What Grifola is thinking.
yeah. Nell doesn't get to see anything except what's through your eyes. And so you wake up and suddenly you're stuffing your face with birdseed. No.
So crunchy and delicious. And yet so dry.
So Nell actually starts like telepathically talking to you, saying, I can watch him.
Yes,
You want me
watch
to let
him.
you know if he changes?
Yes, watch him.
Okay. So probably I would say, Vern, you're slightly woken up by Grifola's subtle stirs. It's morning. It's relatively early, but it's morning. You're well rested. You got all your spell slots back and stuff.
I'll increase that. There goes.
Smoke,
Okay.
are you staying up all night long? Assuming, nothing
Yeah.
comes up.
Yeah. 'Cause,
Okay.
I don't really need...
All right. So you stay up all night, and it's been pretty much you've heard some snores coming from Vern's room. They sounded actually kind of cute. And you
Must
heard
have been
some other
Grifola
snores and stuff. What's that?
Must have been Grifola then.
Otherwise, that's, you heard the other sleepy noises and stuff like that, the occasional stirrings. Nothing really happened overnight. You hear some slight stirring in the room, like you might be waking up, but then there's no more noise.
Alright. Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, you cut out there.
Okay. Well, still just kind of hanging out in the hall.
Okay.
Listening and
You're just basically waiting for him to exit at this point. Okay.
pretty much, or someone to exit.
Okay. The rest of you all end up pretty much waking up at this point. It's morning. You're hungry. You gotta go to the bathroom. What are y'all doing? Grifola, are you sharing this information with anybody?
Yes, I'm gonna say, I don't think Maloon is Maloon.
Why do you say that?
Are you just first I should say, are you just saying this aloud in your room, or are you like going out to breakfast and telling everybody or something?
Well, I think I'd wait till we were all together and then say it quite quietly,
Okay. So I'll just kind of progress things then and say you guys all pretty much start coming out, waking up. Grifola more or less says, she's got eyes on the situation at the moment. So you guys all go downstairs and start getting some breakfast, which is being handled by some other barmaid that is not Bonnie. Not doing quite as good a job.
Of course not.
But she seems to be much older. Like she's been there for a long time. So you guys are now at a table. I'm assuming, Smoke, that you're cool with leaving that area, provided you guys can all have like eyes on the door.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're at the table, Grifola?
I don't think Maloon is Maloon. He was staring at his axe like he was trying to attune to it. And why would he need to do that? I mean, that's the axe he's always had.
Maybe that's a part of it.
What, like morning attunement time?
Maybe. It could be cursed. You don't know.
Well, that's kind of just equally as sinister. Why is Maloon carrying around a cursed axe?
Why are you guys carrying a candle of unlighting?
Yeah.
Not.
I've
Because
got a
we're
little
weirdos.
crab that moves when you don't look at it. I mean, what the hell, right?
I forgot about that thing. Sorry, I gotta keep my mouth shut.
I don't think it's Maloon.
Dude, I use a little nimble right thing, see if it goes off. Maybe he's wearing a Maloon suit.
You pull the trigger and nothing happens.
Okay, it's not a nimble right.
Uh-huh.
So, what is your plan?
We're gonna see if he orders a bunch of sugar water, see if he's a giant cockroach.
Oh, nice.
Maybe he's like a doppelganger.
So you guys end up getting some food and stuff. You have a little bit more.
Can't doppelgangers? Wait, how like common knowledge are doppelgangers?
Not very.
Okay.
They're more fairy tale, but they are known to exist, just rarely. Because often if they are found out, they're often executed on the spot, just because of their race. There are people that are sympathetic to it. The Harpers have been known to try and offer protection for them, but rarely. At least these are some of the stories you've heard and things of such nature.
Do you so of the stories that I've heard of them, do you think that Grifola would know their traits?
I don't think she would know it without getting research.
Okay.
They're a rare enough creature.
Alright, fair enough.
So, you guys pretty much just do a stakeout there. Anytime that you ask Nell what's going on, Nell just pretty much says he's still just staring at it. You guys are there until about lunchtime, when finally, looking somewhat frustrated, it's reported that he puts the axe on his back again, and gets up and proceeds to head downstairs.
So, I think I would know enough to know that that's like longer than a normal attunement takes.
Most of the time, attunement takes 15 minutes, maybe 30.
Right. So
there are rare things that you've heard of that might take an entire day, but...
And do I think that, or did Nell notice any, like, facial expression changes, like, while he was staring at the axe? Or it was just, like, he just gradually became more and more frustrated?
Looked like he was just kind of like in a trance.
Maybe that... Ooh, would I know about sentient weapons?
Yes.
Maybe it's a sentient axe. Wow, that's so cool.
Maybe he has the soul of his dead wife.
Maybe. That's even cooler.
So he comes out of his room, and he comes down the stairs looking fresh, you know, like he pretty much just got up, and he just walks down the stairs gently and walks over to the bar and orders a sandwich.
What do we do?
Go flirt with him again.
I kind of like look at Smoke like, really? Yeah, you think that's a good idea? Is he sitting at the bar eating this sandwich?
He is. He's got a plate, 2 hands on the sandwich. It's like a double-decker sandwich. He is just like, ow.
Who is tending the bar? Is it Grumpy Durnan or is it?
No, it is the older barmaid.
Okay.
Go flirt with him.
All right. Like it takes like all of 2 seconds of persuasion, and Grifola's like off to the bar.
My persuasion skill is very high.
All right. So as you approach the bar, we're gonna end it there.
Ah.
Yeah. Can't go too far after midnight. All right. So thanks again, everybody, for coming out for another episode of Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Tune in next time, and hopefully we'll have a little bit more information about what's going on. There's all sorts of stuff going on at the moment. Lots of different quests, lots of different things, crazy stuff, barricades, people staring at axes.
Yeah.
Nimblewright running around with some kind of magical stone. That was the death of somebody's cousin. Anyway. See you all next time. Bye.
Bye.